Anyway. What's up, guys? Welcome to not an episode of Monster Hunter. Because it's okay, nobody's watching those anyway. So, alright, Rockman and I were talking a little bit earlier. And a few things made me think of a few other things. So, I'm going to talk about those things. Anyway, first off, The Hunter Call of the Wild updated today. Or did it? Dun dun dun. No, it did. With a bunch of features that we've been wanting. Well, one in particular that I've been wanting. Where you can chamber your own rounds and stuff, so that way you're not forced out of, you know, zooming in on things. Because sometimes you just want to track your fucking shot and, you know, say, hey, okay, that's where my bullet went. No. Anyway, whatever. So that's a thing now, which is nice. And you can turn it on or turn it off, depending on how you see fit. So you go into your options, turn chambering on, and manual reloads. You can take manual reloading off. Or on, if you prefer. Which is nice. Anyway. So, that's not one of the things I want to rant about. So, okay. There's this anime I've been watching. It's called... Hang on. Let me get this. Okay. So, the Japanese title is Ryu no Oshigoto. But the English one is The Ryo's Work is Never Done. It is a good show. It's a comedy. However, my beef with it is not the show itself. It's the description that they chose to put on the actual show itself for, I don't know if it's just Crunchyroll. It could be everywhere. I don't know. Let's see if I can find a synopsis of the Ryuo's Work is Never Done. I don't know. Plot summary? Whatever. Let's see. Written by blah 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 something. Oh, that's for the light novel. Doesn't count. We don't read the books here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so some of these other descriptions are fine. They're just like, you know, this girl shows up who loves shogi. She's an elementary student, and she claims to be, you know, this dude's apprentice, which is cool. That's how it is. However, and I will quote this verbatim on the actual show itself via Crunchyroll's description of the show. All right. Try my damnedest not to play an actual that is not what I clicked on. I didn't click on GD Men's Party. Ladies.
Okay, then we know what you're really into.
I've actually never even seen that, and it's already on episode 9. Anyway. Alright, so the actual description on Crunchyroll, which Rockman quotes, and I always get on him about it, because I'm like, that's not what the show's about. That's an improper way to describe it, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's... The protagonist opens his door to find himself face-to-face with a sadist. Stop right there! That is not a proper way to describe this anime. Okay, first off, how would you describe a sadist? Rockman, how would you describe a sadist? Give me a real answer.
Don't know that.
Come on, Rockman.
I've never met a sadist before. I don't know.
But you know what a sadist is, okay?
Nope.
Oh my god, Rockman, you're too
I'm sorry.
naive and sheltered. Anyway, a sadist...
I am. I'm sorry.
A sadist is someone that takes pleasure in either physically or mentally abusing someone, okay? Torture, whatever, okay? That's where the whole... Shut the fuck up. This is where the whole S&M thing comes into play, alright? You know, sadist, masochist, whatever. If you don't know what a masochist is, fine, I'll tell you that too. Fuck it, why not? I'm already on this subject. A masochist derives pleasure from the acts of torture via either physical or mental. Okay, there, whatever. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. Anyway, so my issue with this being described literally in the first sentence as describing this elementary school girl as a sadist is she's not a sadist. Okay? The only thing she shows in the show, if you have to put a word on it, if you have to put a label on it, is she shows very slight yandere tendencies. Very slight, because she doesn't go over that edge yet that I've seen. I don't know. Maybe she'll go psycho and grab a knife and stab the main dude. I think that would be a bit of a weird thing to do, you know, towards the end of the season, because they're on episode 9 now. It'd be a little bit of a flip. But anyway, she's not a sadist. And the reason why I have an issue with the wording of this description on Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll is arguably one of the most popular, and I totally forgot that I'm wearing this armor where I have 200 health. My health bar scared me. I'm like, that's not right. Anyway, my issue with the description on this is because that may turn some people off. You know, some people, they may see, oh, sadist, you know, whatever. It doesn't even say that she's an elementary school girl. It just says, you know, finds themselves face to face with a sadist. I feel like the description is too general for what you're actually seeing. Yeah, fuck you, Baroff. Get exploded, nerd. Anyway. I feel like Crunchyroll needs to change it, and they need to change it to the protagonist opens his door to find himself face-to-face with a yandere. Or, I don't know how they'd word it, but she's not a sadist. That's the thing. She doesn't, at any point, abuse the protagonist mentally or physically. I mean, she will be a little psycho, and she'll get the dead fish eyes that you always see from yandere characters. I mean, she's no, like, Gasai from Mirai Nikki or anything like that, but she gets the fish eyes, the dead fish eyes. We're all familiar with the dead fish eyes. At least I would certainly hope. It's where they lose their pupil and all that, and their eyes do the thing, and they go all monotone, and they lower their voice and all this, and just, yeah, whatever. I'm describing something everybody here should probably already know. But anyway, I'm messing up my combo now because I'm all in a tizzy.
Because you've gone all fish-eyed.
I've gone all fish-eyed and crazy. Oh, also, I found out that this is unrelated to the rant. I found out that the recovery upskill works with the Valhazak armor, which is hey Joe. Welcome to my rant about things.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that you're ranting about.
Yeah, I'm ranting about descriptions of anime and various things because I can. Okay.
Just gonna rant.
Just gonna rant about things. But anyway, so yeah, my main beef is the problem that I have with the description of this anime. It just airplane food. Am I right?
What's
it's actually a lot better than it used to be. Airplane food.
I haven't been on an airplane in years, so I don't know.
Oh well, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so okay, I just feel like my other issue. I'm gonna say okay a lot and anyway a lot because those are my tics when it comes to talking. You're just gonna have to fucking deal, internet. So
when he goes fish-eyed, guys. It's okay.
I'm about to go fish-eyed right now. So the reason why I have such an issue with the description being wrong and why it hasn't been corrected is the fact that, okay, you know how in trailers nowadays they all suck and everyone says all the trailers suck, and when there's a good one, people make a big deal of it? That's because they show too much stuff in the trailers. That's a problem. Like, for instance, what was Terminator Genisys? That's one of the big ones that I can remember. That trailer was horrible because it showed everything. It showed everything, which is not good. That's my same issue with the description on these anime. Most of the time, you'll see like little teasers or whatever for your anime and stuff like that, and then you'll just be like, okay, that's cool. But not a lot of Western audiences watch those, if I'm being honest. I mean, that could just be me. Who knows? I don't watch them because I don't want to be spoiled for the shows. That's the same reason why I don't like to watch trailers or season premiere trailers or season finale trailers. And don't even get me started on mid-season trailers. What the fuck is that? You're in the middle of watching the show already. You're gonna keep watching it. Come on. Come on. Back me up here, guys.
Yes.
Yes, thank
Yep.
you. That's all I needed to hear. But
I agree with you.
yes, your statements
That's what we
I
want to hear,
agree
correct?
with.
With the points that you've made, they make sense.
Thank you, thank you.
Come on, guys. I'm not the only one who thinks this, right?
Come on, guys, I'm not the only one that thinks this.
Yeah, totally.
I know,
You nailed it.
I know.
You understand our plights. That's
Yes, I know. I'm speaking. No, Yellow Boy, don't do it. We're fighting a Baroth. If you want to join us, Joe, real quick. It's about to die, so I mean, if you want to get away from Jim, I mean,
There's a chance.
or maybe get away from Jim. I don't know. I've got comments on the thing. Mike says, "How much is this game?" It's 60. My birthday is coming up, and I'm getting one game. Should I get this game as Anne's? Yes, it's a great game. It's an excellent game. There's a lot of
You put
grinding.
like 50-something hours a week into it, like Rams did.
It might be more now. I think I'm at like 280 hours. So
It's a lot.
that's a lot.
So, I mean, you put about 58 hours in a week, give or take.
Let's make that an even 60. Okay. Yeah, no, it's funny though. Joe and I were talking about how many hours I've put in the game so far, which pales into comparison to some people that have been playing this game. But I've been putting in roughly 52 to 54 hours a week in this game so far. So I've been doing a full-time job of Monster Hunter. Which is probably not healthy, but I've been having a blast. So, what more do you want? Okay, so other talking point on thing I wanted to rant about. Yeah, movie trailers are dumb, but that's not it. Anyway, right. Rockman talked to me or said something about this earlier today. He mentioned via text that the fourth season of Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars, is coming out, what, next month?
Yeah, in April.
Yeah, next month in April. Which is cool. However, I have an issue with the fact that they've assigned this big, huge, evil antagonist to the story. It doesn't
I want
need
the
it.
evil protagonist.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it's never been done.
I know, but I like evil protagonists.
Okay, that's fine. So my issue
I enjoy
with
the dark side.
yeah, my issue with the antagonist of Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars, if you prefer, is a cooking show about kids, high school students. They're in high school. Yeah, they're in high school. It's high school, right? No, it's just all sorts of curriculum, right? There's like college level and whatever. It's an anime. Who cares? It's a school show.
Culinary.
It's a culinary tournament show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
They learn and they also.
they used to have more cooking, more time put into it, you know, researching opponents and all this stuff, and that was awesome. I appreciated that. But, and just in time, Joe.
You're welcome.
His nickname, Just in Time Joe.
it's new guy. So my issue with the antagonist is this show doesn't need a mustache twirling bad guy in it for it to be interesting, and all I feel like is that they're kind of taking not a shortcut to a plot when it comes to the season. It just feels like it's taking away from what people originally wanted to see from the show, which was Soma beating a bunch of people, not just, you know, this semi-political agenda. That's not what the show was about for the first two seasons. Sure, he had his little antagonists or whatever, but he wasn't fighting ultimate evil in food form. This fucking guy wants to destroy all restaurants in Japan. What? That's not what the show is about.
That's a weird goal to have.
That's his goal. He wants to destroy all food places in Japan, except for the ones that he deems necessary, as per, some ultimate, in food taste thing. I don't fucking know. But just for them to... And also, it's like this vengeance plot, because he's also targeting Soma's restaurant ipso facto if all other, subpar restaurants are going to get destroyed. This doesn't need to happen. He doesn't need a vendetta, against this guy in order to, be an engaging protagonist. He didn't need it for the first season. He definitely didn't need it for the second season. It's unnecessary. It's not necessary. I feel like the show might be losing a little bit of its charm, but what do you expect after 3 seasons? 3 seasons. I'm pretty sure it's on season 3. Whatever.
You asshole.
Me?
No, Rockman.
Oh. What? I didn't know you were such a fervent fan of.
How dare you? It's on season 4.
You
God damn
asshole! How dare you badmouth my anime? Whoa, Joe. Didn't know you were such a fan.
Okay, this is a rant. You need to know. It's
hey, man, you just need to be there on the side and agree with me, man. That's your whole role right now. Am I right, guys? Just every time I pause and say, "Am I right, guys?" You just look up and go,
We do the awkward silence, and then we just say, "Yeah, okay, yeah."
Just totally. And then you do an aside, and you turn to the camera and you go, "No, that's not. We don't believe in his standings right now." But totally, Zans, totally. Yeah,
totally,
man. Antagonist in Food Wars is fucking bullshit. This guy's
great. Tone him down.
You gotta time him down. And completely unrelated to anime or anime-related activities, maybe? I might be able to string this back into anime-related activities. But apparently, they've been changing the names of Girl Scout cookies. Rockman, give us the scoop.
I don't know.
That's news to me.
So, Rockman and I were talking earlier, which instigated this whole rant. He was saying something about, girls going to his house because they're girls or something like that.
Yep. Exactly what I said.
That's exactly what he said. No, he's got cousins or something like that, and they are Girl Scouts. They know Girl Scouts. Whatever. They had Girl Scout cookies, and apparently they changed names. Come on. Why are you gonna...
They're not called Samoans anymore?
I don't even know. How are you gonna change the names? Okay. I could see them wanting to change not very popular sounding names, like Coconut Clusters or something like that, because nobody likes coconut, let's be real.
Pretty sure Coconut was the one that got changed, too.
Well, okay. But still, what's to stop them from changing the names of Thin Mints?
Because it's popular? We'll always buy them?
I'm sure there's a subsect of people that enjoy Coconut Clusters. I mean, they're wrong. But
in the comments below, write down that you love Coconut Clusters. Calm down.
I'm against them buying them and eating them, but I'm not against them being able to identify them. What if? Okay, here's on the flip side. Someone that hates Coconut Clusters, everyone. What if they change the name to something else, like Crunchy Clusters? Whatever. Sue me. I'm not a cookie name maker. Whatever, man. I don't name cookies professionally.
You're not good at naming.
I'm not a namer guy, okay? But what if they changed it to something else? Shut the fuck up.
Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys?
This isn't your rant. Fuck you. So what's to stop them from changing it to something that doesn't have any affiliation with coconut? That's right. Nothing. Yes, Joe, that is the correct answer.
Nothing.
It's like a bunch of kids in a classroom when their teacher asks them a potentially rhetorical question, but he stops and waits, and you don't know. You're like, Nebraska. It was a rhetorical question.
Did Do you want us to answer the question? No.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't want you to answer the question. I want you to realize that I don't want you to answer the question. I'm gonna put up another Barroth quest in the meantime.
Okay.
Because I can, Rockman.
Yeah, you're right, Sans. You're right. Yeah.
I know. Am I right, guys, or am I right?
Yeah, this is your channel. You're right about everything.
Yeah, I'm right about everything.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to free speech, bitch. I don't even have to monetize this video, and then YouTube can't complain to me. Although, if I say, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, the bots won't shut me down, so... Those things I just said... Yeah.
A friendly reminder. Come on, guys.
Just a friendly reminder. Oh, also, does anybody else think Boruto is just, like, a dumb idea? I mean, since I'm just airing grievances, I don't see the point of Boruto. I don't get it.
What's
That's
not
it.
to get the next generation of...
It's not needed. It's just Naruto
Cash
again.
grab?
It's just
cash
Naruto.
grab.
Okay, cash grab, sure, whatever. I get the marketing side to it. You know, it sells. I'm sure it's doing really, really
So
well.
then you get it.
But I don't get it from a fan perspective. It's the same story. It's the same story. It's just Naruto all over again, but just he's got a stupider haircut. He looks like a fucking chestnut. It's dumb. His cow look is retarded. Okay? It's like, okay, you know how towards the end of Bleach, Ichigo just got way too powerful? So they had to come up with really contrived, stupid ways to block his power.
He was basically every power in the show combined into one
Did he
person.
always give up his power, though? Wasn't that the story?
Those are the dumb, contrived things, though. Like, what was the whole Bounto? Like, the Bount arc? You remember the Bount arc? Of course you don't remember the Bount arc. Nobody remembers the Bount arc.
Which one was that? Which one was that?
Exactly. It was the one where all the people had the dolls and stuff like that, and they could control them.
Oh, and the power.
Yeah, the power. Just be really
The
ambiguous,
power
Joe. Thank you.
in the dolls. The doll things.
Yeah, you know, the thing I just said. No, okay, but the main dude, which, don't even get me started on him. You know what, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna get started on his power. Fuck that.
Oh, come on, man. You know you want to rant on this.
So the main dude...
Stop now.
The main dude, his name was like Kamiya or Kamina or Kaminari or fucking cum in his hair. I don't fucking care what his name is. He had the ability to control wind. That's bullshit. Everyone else had physical things they had to control. There was this one person, he had, like, metal balls to control, and he made, like, a spider or some bullshit out of it. I don't fucking know. But it was a physical thing, okay? This motherfucker can control wind. You know how dumb that is and contrived that is for a power for your antagonist? He could do whatever the plot wants him to do, because it's fucking wind. That's my main issue with certain, like, okay, Bleach, I think, is a huge... Not... I don't know how to word it, but they have an issue with their magic system, okay? There's this dude, I can't remember his name, and I feel bad for not knowing his name, because it's a great system and everything uses it, but he put forth the idea of a hard magic system and a soft magic system, and how they work, okay? Now, the way these things work is they basically give you your rules for whatever medium you have, be it book, anime, D&D, whatever. They give you your rules for how your magic works and how it functions and its limitations. If you have a hard magic system, and I'll use the example everyone uses, Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's got a hard magic system. You know the rules, you know the limitations, you know what your characters can and cannot do, and you know what stops them from doing things. It's skill, practice, and sometimes dumb luck, but very rarely, and only in the case of Sokka getting wet because of Kitara. That's the only thing that has to do with that. But it's all based on skill.
Like that, huh?
What?
Talking getting wet because of Katara.
Yeah. I know you get wet because of Katara.
Yeah, okay then. You keep wording it that way. I got it.
I'm gonna keep wording it that way. You can't stop me.
That's right. This
stop,
is your
won't
stream.
stop.
Never mind.
This is my stream. You have to
Sorry.
agree with me. Everybody gets wet because of
This is your rant, I'm
Katara.
sorry.
It's my stream. Everybody agrees. God damn it.
What was I thinking? I'm sorry.
You weren't thinking. You weren't thinking, and you know what? I'll forgive you for not thinking because you weren't thinking about thinking properly. So, it's okay. I'm gonna blow this motherfucker up. Don't move. Thank you. Anyway, where was I going with the hard and the soft magic systems?
Avatar.
No, before that.
For example, Avatar.
Yeah.
The rules about them.
No, that was just explaining them. There was something else What was the main crux of the thing that I was... Right, okay, Bleach!
One anime, Zans. Come on, one anime.
Just one at a time! Oh, and Avatar The Last Bender is an anime. The anime Pope says so. Fight me, as he would say. Jeff, you're right. Okay? Anyway. So... Alright. Bleach. They start off with a hard magic system. Right? Everybody gets it? It's a hard magic system.
Yeah.
It's Bleach. They're Shinigami, or Soul Reapers, or whatever you want to call them. And they have their swords, and their swords do things. Cool. As the series progressed, it went from hard and hard and hard to super flaccid. I mean soft. And the main issue that I have with that, if a series, you know, says whatever, you know, the powers or whatever, start it off soft, okay? Be like Lord of the Rings, the ultimate in soft magic archetypes. Hey, what magic can Gandalf do?
Magic.
Exactly. Okay, I got a gem. Sweet. Maybe if you read...
Magic is magic.
The magic is magic, okay? He can do whatever the plot wants him to do, okay? That's Gandalf. That's fine. It's established very, very early and very clear. It's Gandalf. He's a fucking wizard. Wizards can do it, although technically he's an
Like
angel?
some kind of-
He's an angel
like
or
an
god.
angel or-
He's an angel or god or something like... No, he's an old god or something like that. Whatever, okay? Fuck it, okay? Doesn't make sense. It's magic, okay? A fucking wizard did
Old
it.
magic.
A fucking wizard did it, and whatever, that's cool. That's clearly established. That way, if, you know, contrived as they may be, things may happen, and magic is like, whatever, he's Gandalf. He does magic things. And everyone's like, okay, cool, it's Gandalf. He fucking came back to life because of some bullshit, for crying out loud.
And he was white instead of gray.
And then he goes white instead of gray. Why? Magic. Okay? Everybody
More
accepts
powerful.
that because magic. Alright? There's
I
no...
got a gem.
Nice. There's no limit to his power because there's no... I don't know. There's no... limitations? Is it wrong to say that? There's no limit on his power because no limitations are ever put forth? Whatever.
Yeah.
The point gets
They
across.
Never give you they never tell you exactly what his powers are, so there's no reason to believe that whatever he does isn't part of his power set.
Yeah, he could just do whatever, okay? It's not even a power set at this point. It's just sheer force of will, okay? I mean, I'm not saying he's Tom Bombadil, but he's basically Tom Bombadil if the writers want him to be. If you don't know who Tom Bombadil is, he is everything? For lack of a better term, he's just like the ultimate of the old gods or some bullshit. I don't know. I didn't read the books, so I don't know exactly what he is, but he's in the movies. He's in the Hobbit
he
movies.
wasn't.
He's in the Hobbit movies.
Well, I'm saying they took him out like the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, they took him out of Lord of the Rings because, I mean, what are you going to do with a god character? Like, seriously, what do you do with a god character?
I don't know.
Fucking, you take his powers away. Narratively, that's what you do with a god character. Unless you're an isekai anime, in which case you just don't have any issues. Like Death Parade, or what was that other one that came out, Rockman? Where the dude... I was about to give the most general description of an isekai anime ever. You know, the dude
Go
that
on.
gets transported to an alternate fantasy world, and
March.
he suddenly has a harem around him, and he's the protagonist, and he does no wrong because he's
In another
infallible.
world with my smartphone.
Yeah, that
Death
one,
March.
the smartphone one in particular. All right.
I just watched that anime too. I was like, oh god, you're right, Zans.
He's infallible. There's no conflict. He is a god. He's literally given godlike powers by God. What? His phone can do whatever the fuck it wants, whenever he wants it to. And then he just comes up with bullshit spells out of nowhere, like, oh yeah, so you know how I learned magic? Because, you know, I have all the elements and I maxed out my MP. There's no, like, MMO aspects to this, but it's basically MMO. Okay? He basically cheated. He's a fucking beater.
MMO.
He's an MMO. Okay?
Calm down, Zans. Slow down, Zans. You're getting
No,
all
you don't understand the
flustered.
point of a rant, Rockman. I just have to talk. That's a rant. They're not well constructed. They're not thought out. That's why I'm literally on 4 different tangents off of one tangent.
Calm down,
I'm down the
Zans.
tangent tree. I'm up the fucking tangent tree.
Calm down, Zans.
I don't. You don't calm down at a rant. You don't just sit there and go, okay. You just take a breath. I'm gonna form my thoughts and come up with a cohesive argument, both for and against the things that I'm talking. No, that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just
It
talking.
makes more sense.
I don't care if it makes sense. People aren't here for it to make sense. People aren't here for valid points. People are here to listen to some idiot complain about things that he will never have control over. That's the point of a
You're
rant.
right, Zans. You're right.
Yeah, am I right, guys? Am I right? This fucking guy, okay. Here's just one thing he does in this fucking show. And this is In Another World with My Smartphone? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Whatever. Search the general gist of what I just said, and you'll find the anime, or the manga, or the light novel, or whatever the fuck. We don't read the books here. So, he literally pulls up his phone, brings up a map of the area, says, find the bad guys. Boop, 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 boop. All these red dots show up. Oh, okay. Paralyze. And he paralyzes them all. Just by tapping his phone and saying, you're paralyzed now. And then they're all paralyzed. There's no fucking conflict! And it's a problem.
He
Was it
needed to
Surf
learn
Ninjas?
the magic.
Dude, it's way beyond needing to learn the magic. He's got like 2 seconds of, okay, here's this element. Can you do something with this? Yeah, totally. Okay, what about this element? Yeah, totally. Okay. But surely not
God
this
gave him
element.
all of the things. He even says so.
I know, but it's so dumb. The show doesn't have a reason to exist.
Because he accidentally died because God made a blunder. That's why the show exists.
Which, again, okay, how does God make a blunder?
I don't know, Zed. He's God.
It's like that old fucking. It's not a riddle. Is it a riddle? I don't know. It's the. I'm just gonna say riddle for lack of a better word. It's like that old riddle. Can God make a stone he can't lift?
Does not compute.
No,
It does not compute. It's dividing by
No.
0.
he
Yeah.
made it, so he would be able to lift it.
But why
Yeah,
wouldn't he be able to
but
make a
he's
stone
God.
that he can't lift? He's God.
If he's God, he can do anything.
Why would he want to do that?
It's not about want. It's about can. That's the point of the whole thing. You're not supposed to have an answer, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this
There is
anime.
no answer.
That's the whole point of this anime. It's just they wanted to make it into an action anime, but there are no stakes. All right, there's no risks. This fucking guy can't be beat. Like, I think there was one point where he was almost in trouble, and all it literally turned into was him finding out that these slime creatures were made because of a perverted doctor. And the only trouble he was in was the fact that his clothes might melt. But his clothes didn't melt. No. All the girls that he was with, their clothes melted. That's the biggest trouble he was in this entire fucking show. Oh no, my clothes might melt. Either that or, oh no, I have to hide my boner. But anyway, back to magic systems and the issues with soft and hard magic systems. Oh, this anime that I talked about. This is the worst example of a soft magic system. I mean, Lord of the Rings did it right. Okay, there was mystery to it. All right, this fucking guy, he's got a fucking bag of tricks he could just pull shit out of. Okay. Okay, so Bleach. That's what I was getting at.
Exactly. What anime that you were talking about for the past?
It started with the hard magic system, became super soft.
And I have a problem with that because they lost the whole point. They lost the narrative when they lost the idea behind the powers, and they started to write themselves into a corner. And what's his name?
Who?
The creator of Bleach. I'm trying to remember his name. I feel really bad that I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
Was it Tite Kubo? Whatever.
I don't know.
The creator of Bleach, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but it just shows how much he stopped caring about the series. And this is true. He did stop caring about the series because they kept throwing him at it and saying, we need more, we need more, we need more. And he got tired of it. And I get it. I don't blame him for it at all. You get tired of doing the same thing for years and feeling that you get stuck into it. And it shows, unfortunately. And the way that it shows is they kept giving Ichigo all these fucking powers. Like, what is he now? He's human first, then he's a Shinigami. Alright, cool.
Hollow.
Yeah, and then he becomes a Hollow, and you're like, I mean, I guess. And then he technically becomes a Vizard because of the Hollow powers, which weren't a thing when he first became a Hollow. It's not like the dude who created the Vizars and the Arrancar was like, oh yeah, you're showing Hollow powers. I bet you're an Arrancar. No, he never said that. When the powers actually manifested, he was like, oh, well, I mean, it's not like you went through the entire process that we started up and that Aizen showed up for and did. Yeah, it's not like that was retconned at all. It was. I'm being sarcastic, if that wasn't obvious.
Nope. Couldn't tell then.
Okay, well, I was being sarcastic. It was retconned, and it felt like it. It felt cheap. And that's part of the issue. Same thing with Aizen, alright? Aizen used to be a really cool antagonist. He was powerful, and he was confident, and he really had a swagger to him, and he was good. He was just evil, okay? He was very calculating. And towards the end of his whole arc, he just became cartoonish, which is sad to say, in a cartoon. But he did. He became cartoonish, and at the very end, he was so blinded by his own ambitions and supposed infallibility that he wasn't the same bad guy that he used to be. And I think a lot of that spawns from the seeming lack of care that was put into the magic system. And I say magic system, and it's not magic per se, quote unquote. I would do the bunny ears with my fingers, but I'm a little busy fighting a raptor. Because let's be honest here, everyone moves their hands when they talk. If you don't, you're a psychopath. I was kind of hoping for a, yeah, no, totally, guys. Yeah, that's just true. You psychopaths.
Oh, yeah, that's totally right.
So,
You totally got it, man.
yeah, the whole Aizen fight at the end where, first off, he says the dumbest line ever, which makes no fucking sense. This is from the manga. I didn't even bother watching the anime version of it because it was going to be dumb. So, he says, and, okay, they do kind of establish this, but it's never been a thing before. So, they establish this towards the beginning of the fight arc when they're in Karakura Town. And they say, oh, you know, humans with no spiritual, you know, ability can't feel Aizen's power. Okay, I guess. It's never been established, really, that, you know, a supremely powerful being you can't feel their power level or something like that. And the way they get at it is... Damn you, ZZ. The way they get at it is certain characters in the town, the ones that are in the plot, they can feel Aizen's power, and they understandably freak out, and I think one of them has a seizure and, like, pukes, which is just funny. Because, fuck that guy. I can't remember what his name is. Also, he's friends with a psychopath. What's that have either of you, like, watched Bleach a lot? Joe, I know you watched some Bleach.
Yeah, I watched it. I can't think of the name. Which one are you talking about?
The one of Ichigo's human friends who has, like, black hair, and he's like a lady killer, but he doesn't look like a lady killer. I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name.
He's a fucking psychopath. He is a fucking psychopath. Literally, Aizen shows up. All right, this guy, who, by the way, has no idea about spiritual stuff, can't feel Aizen's power. Okay, doesn't know that he's supernatural in any way. All right, doesn't know about Ichigo. At least I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about Ichigo and their whole exploits. This fucking guy, as Aizen walks up, they're like, we should run away. He's like, okay. He fucking pulls out, like, a couple cans of hairspray or something like that. Like, wraps them in something, like matches or a lighter or something like that. Fucking sets off the tip, throws it in, and blows up this person that may or may not be a human. He fucking explodes an alley to try and kill this dude. And, okay, sure, for the characters that are there that we know that we're supposed to root for, sure, great, cool, awesome. But he doesn't fucking know that this guy isn't human. He potentially murders someone in cold blood. Really, Joe?
Yeah. So into your talk, though.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
Maybe talk Bleach. Joe just can't.
Yeah, he fucking loses it. It's Joe's kryptonite. Bleach. So this fucking kid basically murders someone. I mean, he doesn't, obviously. But still, the thought is there. It's just poor writing. It's never established that he's a fucking psychopath like that. But he is, apparently. And he's just a background character. You're not supposed to take it... Rockman, really?
God damn, Pink Rathalos.
Is it... It's Raytheon? Is it the Bleach talk? Should I stop? So, yeah. That's another issue that I have with the writing. Sure, his character's always been a little aloof and kind of rolls with the punches, but that's a little much. But anyway, the main dude, the main bad guy from Bount, the whole Bount arc, his power is wind. It's too much. And it goes to show towards the end of the fight, he's just too powerful. Or too powerful as in shonen, antagonist too powerful, as in he's only powerful up until the main good guy learns a lesson or something. And then he's free to get his ass kicked. And also, why is it in shonen anime all the bad guys always have to conclude their arc by killing themselves? Or something like that? I mean, they can't all be Vegeta, I get it, but Dragon Ball doesn't count. In Dragon Ball, death doesn't count.
Nope. Death means nothing to them.
Death means nothing to them. They make jokes about it. Alright? I get it, meta and all that stuff, and Dragon Ball's one of the earlier examples of death not really counting. I mean, what else was there? I don't even know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But, whatever. The main bad guy in Bleach, who, by the way, was originally a good guy. Oh no! And then he got, like, corrupted by some bullshit or something, and he wanted to take down Soul Society, so he's using Ichigo. Almost called him Bleach. He almost uses Bleach. I mean, at this point...
Kill everyone off, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
At this point, he tries to use Ichigo's power to something dark side. I don't know, man. It's dumb. The Bount arc is dumb, and it's not supposed to be taken very seriously, because, obviously... Yeah, get him, Joe. Really?
How about I was behind it.
Really? Oh, Jesus.
I was behind it.
Yeah, I saw that. You could have killed him with that hit, Joe.
I know.
Anyway. His character is dumb. Alright? I know there's a reason for his sudden 180 to being evil, and he goes evil, by the way. But another thing, and this has to do with other movies and protagonists and stuff like that. I get it. They're the protagonist. They have to gain abilities or whatever to do blah, 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 whatever. But why would you train the person that could potentially stop you with all the ways to stop you? Why would you do that? Bleach. Ichigo is integral to his plan, so he teaches him about bounce stuff and gives him his manji fucking sword badge fucking thing, whatever. They give him the ability to beat him. The long and the short of it. Like, okay, what else was the other thing that happened? Like Bleach Hellverse, that movie. Ichigo needs to go to hell to get his sisters back because they've been abducted by some mystery people, and then some guy shows up. I'm trying to piece it together because it's been a while since I've seen it. Some guy shows up saying, I can help you, I can take you to hell, and you can exact revenge, or some bullshit, and get your sisters back. But, what a twist! Turns out, he's the main bad guy of this, like, group of people that are in hell, that are like ex-Shinigami or something like that, that want to unlock the Hell Gate, which, in the main series, I don't know if it's been shown. I can't remember. The Hell Gate might have been shown once in the main series. But the whole thing is he's just another cliche villain, and I get it, it's a one-off movie, along with the powers, which is funny.
Just never comes back.
Unless you play the game! But the game doesn't count, obviously. But it is silly that they bring it back, though, for that one instance. But, okay. He is brought into hell by this main dude. The reason being is that only someone with both the abilities of Hollows and a Shinigami has the ability, with their ultimate move, to break the door to hell? Am I remembering this correctly? God, that's dumb! So, and get this. Hell, that's right, Hell gives him, Ichigo, the powers of Hell to stop this dude. So, admittedly, he gets a pretty cool set of armor, where he's, like, clad in bone and stuff like that. And it's cool looking, but it's a one-shot. It's like Iron Man's wrist lasers. It's a one-for. Unless you play the game! In which case, he has it again. For, like, reasons. Okay, Bleach went off the rails. Okay? Bleach went off the rails a long time ago. It's kind of like The Simpsons, okay? The Simpsons used to be great, and then they lost a bunch of their, main people and stuff like that, and then
a lot of writers.
Yeah, and then they just lost a lot of the narrative and some of the punch, because they started to do the safe route, which, from a capitalist perspective, great, fucking go for it. You got enough people to watch, they'll just fucking watch now. But from the heart of the show, kind of lost it. What was the year? It started in 97.
Well, the show started.
No, when did the show?
When
No. Well, like when the seasons like started to like get all fucky.
Yeah, late 90s.
It was like 97, 98, because. Man, what season was it? But one of the last episodes that people like fans really were invested in, and then it kind of spat in their face, was Prince and the Pauper? Was that what it was called? It was the one where Principal Skinner turned out he's not Principal Skinner. He's Tarzarian or whatever he is, like Armand Tarzarian or something, whatever. He's not Principal Skinner, basically. He's not Seymour Skinner. And if you don't remember the episode I'm talking about, basically Seymour Skinner, turns out, was in Seymour Skinner's platoon. Sorry, Tarzarian, his actual name, is in Seymour Skinner's platoon when they went to war, and he ended up witnessing his death, so he goes to Skinner's mom, tells him, or is going to tell him, you know, your son's dead. You know, like he should have. But it turns out that, you know, since his mom is unfortunately totally, I don't know, freaking Alzheimer's ridden? I don't know. Since she's got Alzheimer's or something, she's crazy. She ends up saying, oh, you know, Seymour, is that you? And he's like, yes, mother, it is me. And then goes into the house. All right. That's one of the starts to when the series started to really, you know, crap on its fan base. Oh, Legiana's over here. I guess I'll get started on Legiana. Because it took this pre-established character and all the upbringing of said character and just threw it out the window. Like, what made Seymour Skinner Skinner? Joe?
The relationship with his mother.
Yeah, straight up. That's what made that character who he was, and that's clearly established a lot in the series. You know, his somewhat abusive mother formed his hard-ass, you know, nature when it comes to dealing with Bart and all that stuff, and that's why it was so touching whenever you saw episodes where he kind of let loose and let Bart do his own thing. Because it, you know, it resonated. You know, it was like, oh, you know, blah, 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 I'm a hard-ass, but in this instance, I'll, you know, do blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, man. It's bullshit. Let's see, what else could I rant about? Joe, give me something to rant about.
Let's see, you went over some anime, you went over Simpsons.
Doesn't even have to be...
What about...
Big Bang Theory.
That show's dumb. That's a stupid fucking show. That show is the epitome of low-hanging fruit when it comes to comedy. Have you ever tried watching The Big Bang Theory without a laugh track? It's haunting. It is horrible. Not even kidding. Look up clips of Big Bang Theory, no laugh track. I swear to God.
The Big Bang Theory is a show about smart people for dumb people.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what
what it is. And people have been saying it for a long time now. It's got to stop. It's done. They made
a spinoff.
Yeah.
Young Sheldon.
Wait, is that started, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it started. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking use my stamina. I am dropping because I am snow blighted. I'm just gonna hold on. No, just jumping to another body part's gonna probably make me fall. Well, almost. You guys could just attack. I'm not gonna drop this probably. Yeah, I'm done. You don't get the satisfaction I jumped off, Legiana. I quit. You didn't fire me. But yeah, Big Bang Theory, dumb. I've never been a fan of the show. It's dumb. The jokes are stupid. They try to sound intelligent. And just... Blossom, what are you doing?
Blossom was a good show.
Blossom was a great show.
Lawrence. Whoa.
Whoa. But what's she doing, though?
She's on Big Bang Theory now.
Oh, is she off Big Bang Theory?
No, she's still on it.
For just a second, I thought you were going to be like, yeah, she stopped being on Big Bang Theory like 3 seasons in. I'd be like, oh, wonderful. Because I don't even know when she was introduced to Big Bang Theory. That's how much of it I've watched. I think I watched maybe a little bit of season 1. And then it was bad? And I was like, I'm not gonna watch this anymore?
They try really hard to make people think of how nerdy those guys are. And that's the problem. They try way too hard.
They tried way too hard, yo.
Way too hard.
Way too hard.
That's really anime
Shaggy.
at the same time, man.
Alright, give me something else to talk about. Big Bang Theory was just... It's dumb. There's not much to talk about because it's infuriatingly stupid. It's like Chuck... Was it Chuck Lorre? What was the name of the dude?
Yeah, I think it's the guy who created it.
Burn that guy. Just burn him.
It's a cash grab, though, man. Like, people love that shit. Like, it's so much money off of that.
Yeah. You're not wrong. It's like, those are the kind of shows that perpetuate the whole America's dumb thing. Yeah. And I have to agree with them, because the fan base of that show, it's true. Alright, Legion, I'm done with you. You can die now. I would say I'd rant about Monster Hunter, but there's not a whole lot that I can rant about with Monster Hunter.
Armors, weapons. Weapons, mainly.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got some things I can talk about. I got some things. Wait, Palumu's dead. What? Oh, Rockman's fighting Palumu. I'm like, wait, what? Did he just fucking kill himself? He's like, I'm bored.
I can't handle this rant anymore.
You know what? That's fair, Palumu. You can leave. The internet can't. You know, unless you exit this video. Awkward. No, don't exit this video. If you exit the video, I cease to exist. No! Hey, I got a plate. Sweet. Cool. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, I got a couple things. I got some grievances that I can air about Monster Hunter. Number one. My number one complaint. When you're in the Elder's Recess. Joe, you know what I'm talking about. When you're in the Elder's Recess and you attempt to mount a monster and successfully mount said monster, if they go into certain areas and your hitbox, your hunter's hitbox, is on the wrong part of the monster, and that part of the monster goes over an area you can't walk over, say, all the lava pits that are in the entire goddamn area, you will just fall off, not getting credit for the mount. It's bullshit. It happens all the time. Probably like 40% of your mounts you do in the Elder's Recess, if you're fighting, well actually no, if you're fighting Legiana, sorry, not Legiana, Lavasioth. If you're fighting like Lavasioth or Teostra, probably like 60% of your mounts will fail. Because they go to these areas on the map, and there's specific spots on the map where they try to knock you off, like what Legiana was trying to do to me. And didn't, because I jumped off. Unfortunately, one area in particular, I can't think of which area it is. 15? It's the area outside of Area 16's base camp. There's one area where your hunter can actually touch a stalactite on the ceiling and fall off. And it's bullshit. Also, you land almost in lava. Bullshit. It's bullshit. I don't like it. There's a couple ways they could fix it. One, make it so that if the monster goes into that area, they just slide out a little bit. They could make it so that your hitbox doesn't interact poorly with those spots, and if you do mount the monster in that exact spot, and then you do fall, all they have to do is just push you out of the area. Easy. They could make it so that if your character gets stuck in that spot and you would fall off, the monster automatically falls. Not necessarily getting the time bonus from, you know, completing your mount. Because there is a time bonus if you complete your mount. That's why you shouldn't flash pod monsters. By the way, if someone mounts a monster and you flash pod them, they're going to stay on the ground for a shorter amount of time than if you just let that fucking person do their fucking job. So, stop flash podding monsters.
Rockman.
You're pretty peeved about this, man. So I don't understand why.
It's fucking bullshit. All right, it only has to happen a couple times for it to just rub you the wrong way and grind your gears. Okay, happens to you one time, you're like, okay, maybe they didn't know, maybe they don't speak our same language, so when the pop-up came up, they didn't know, whatever. Also, pay the fuck attention. Anyway. That's a thing I have an issue with. And also, hey Joe, do you remember when in Monster Hunter all the weapons looked really cool and different?
Yes, I do. Every single tree was completely different than the last.
Boy, oh boy,
Not anymore.
it sure would be nice if they had retained that same aesthetic with their weapons, but no. Certain weapons,
Now they all look the same, except for like 3 or 4 of the last weapons of the tree.
And it's just lazy. Capcom, I love you. You did great work. You finally released the fucking game in the US after 14 years on a competent console. Fuck you, Wii users. Fight me. You're wrong, and you know you're wrong. This is a superior console when it comes to this type of game. No objections? Awesome. So, alright. Capcom, you're great. You did great work. But, would it have really been that hard to just make a few more unique designs? Because, okay, I'll even give you a great example. The hammer is a great example. Let me run over here and show you how dumb these things look. And how tiny the changes are. Because literally, the changes to one of the weapons apply to all of the weapons. And that shouldn't be the case. So, okay. Let's see. Jailhammer. Awesome. Great design. It's original. It's OG. They brought it back. They remastered it. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. All right, let's see. Let's start with the ore tree. Okay. Yeah, cool. Basically starting hammer. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's look at, I don't know, the water element tree. Oh, okay. That looks pretty much the same. What if I go further down into the ore tree? Wait a second. That's literally the exact same hammer, but it's a little bit lighter. All right, well, maybe that's just a fluke. What if I go to, the Gyros hammer? Wait a second. The back is different, but that's fucking it. No, obviously a fluke. What about the Pookie Pookie hammer? Wait a second. All they did was change the back of it. Are you seeing a trend here? That's what it is for probably 80% of the weapons in this game. They have 1 to 2 different blade. I say blade because whatever, blade, bludgeon. They have one man-killing side, okay? 1 or 2 man-killing sides in terms of shapes. And then all they do is change the hilt, the back of it, or guess what? That's fucking it. So, okay.
Sometimes they do a color swap. That's about it.
Yeah, sometimes they do a color swap. There are a couple trees for the various weapons that look cool. The Nurgle stuff, most of the time, looks pretty cool. The Legiana stuff, except for the Charge Blade, looks really cool. The Pookie Pookie hammer, it's a flower. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But, like, look at this. It's fucking yellow. What? It's yellow. That's the only difference. Like, same with the bone hammers. Okay, cool. It's a fucking shoulder or a knee. Alright, I expect that from the base stuff, the base bone tree, the base ore tree, I expect that kind of shit. Because that's what it's supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a generic, bland-looking thing. But, look at this. This is the Val Hazak tree for the hammer. All they did was just put a little bit of Val Hazak pieces on it. They didn't change how it looks. I mean, when you get to the last upgrades, the hardest ones to get to, sure, they change them. But that's not how it always has been. It's always been unique for the Monster Hunter games when it comes to the weapon types. There are some offenders which are worse, more egregious than others, but generally speaking, they all look the same. Like this gun lance I'm using, it's fucking cool looking. But it didn't always look like that. Yeah, just dumb. Let's see, what else? Armor designs are top-notch. High five, Capcom. You did a great job on the armor. I just wish you put a little bit more time into the weapons. Like, maybe less time into the palicos, more time into the Weapon design, I mean, just my 2
Because
cents.
the Palico weapons are all unique. Like,
Yeah.
every single Palico weapon is unique.
Every Palico set, unique. Granted, there's no branching trees for the Palicos, which were there before in that one game we played.
You mean that Japanese one?
Yeah.
I think there was. There's a lot of stuff they had in that
Yeah.
I don't even remember. There's so much they put in that game.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff
they
in
took
that
out of
game
these.
that they put into, like, the following games that were released in America. Like, in this game, the Palicos, the different weapons, the armor sets, naming them, all that was in a PSP game that they released 10 years ago? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. Japan only.
They released all that in Japan 10 years ago on the PSP. That was 1, 2, 3 consoles ago. And we're just now getting it. And, you know,
I miss the farm.
it's not as
Like the
robust.
farming aspect.
Oh yeah, the farm! Why the fuck did they take the farm out? The farm was amazing, and it was so cool, and it gave you a real reason to go back to town. Because you're like, hang on, I gotta go back to my farm. That was said so many often. Like so often that you expected it. Now,
Yeah.
the only reason why we come back to town is... actually, it's not even to eat. It's to go to the botanical garden, which is a fucking menu. It's not fun. The gardens in the other games were fun. You would have to upgrade them and get meaningful upgrades to your farm. Like, they changed the utility and the looks. It wasn't just adding, hey, now you got another basket on the ground. Fucking woo! It changed how they looked.
Like the old one too. You employed other Palicos to do jobs. You could different ones had different outcomes depending on which ones you sent in, what items you sent with them, bombs, pickaxes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Changed
and that's
on what you would receive.
that's similar to the Tail Raiders, but way dumbed down in this version.
Yeah, Tail Raiders is a completely dumbed down version of what that was.
And I'm okay with dumbing some things down. Some things need to be dumbed down. But there wasn't a need to dumb down the whole Tail Raider thing. Like in this, you get more baskets for increasing your capacity, and the tree gets bigger. Cool. It used to be in the gardens and the farms, you would have like 4 or 5 things that changed how they looked and changed how they functioned. And they did all sorts of different things. It was really cool. In one of the games, you had a mine that you had available, and you could give a Palico, rest in peace Palico, you're fucking dead. You could give it a bomb of whatever size you wanted, and it would go into the mine, and depending on the size of the bomb and strength of the bomb, it came out with more stuff, which was just awesome. And there was like a funny little like cinematic that played and stuff, and it had a lot of humor, alright? There was a lot of heart to them. But, yeah, that's just one of the things. Like, what was it, Snug Sung Island or whatever it was? They had a fucking net gun on the coast where you could just shoot your giant ass net and you could catch fish, you could catch various things, you could catch a fucking plesioth. And it was awesome. The first time you saw it, you're like, hang on, is that... Hey, come here. Is that a fucking plesioth out there? Yeah, it is. I wonder what happens if you shoot that with your fucking net. No way. So you shoot it with your net, and you're like, no way. They wouldn't. And then you pull up a whole fucking plesioth. Right onto the fucking deck. And it's dead, inexplicably. NCH Productions actually put out a video of this net launcher and how it's the ultimate weapon. It's a great video. I highly recommend you check out their channel. On YouTube. I guarantee if anybody's watching this video for the Monster Hunter for the monster hunting that we are or are not doing, they know about NCH Productions, so it kind of falls on not deaf ears, but loudened ears, because they know about it. Is that a thing? It's a thing now. It falls on loudened ears. Yeah. So, I'd like a bit more originality with the weapons. I mean, it's not going to happen now, but maybe in the future when G-Rank comes out, and maybe that's the whole plan. Maybe when G-Rank comes out, they wanted to see how the initial sales were, and apparently now we're at, 7.5 million sold right now?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Quite a bit.
Quite a
Why
bit.
would I know this?
I wasn't talking to you, Rockman. She's not a sadist. She's a fucking tsundere.
I knew it!
And this brings me back to my original argument that she's not a sadist. She's a yandere. No, but maybe that was their plan from the beginning. Maybe they wanted to invest as little as possible. Not saying that they invested a small amount, but they invested a smaller amount into the weapon designs so that when the product proved itself, they would be able to invest more into G rank and the additional trees and quests and monsters. I don't know. I mean, okay, here's another way to look at it. If the sacrifice for bland and generic weapons is, you know, the acceptable sacrifice for more quests, more monsters, and years worth of content, I'll take it in a heartbeat. But it hasn't been stated, which is worrying to me. If they just continue down this same path with the weapons and the aesthetics, I'm going to still play the fucking game. It's a great game, and at the end of the day, the mechanics are the reason why you play it. That's the reason why I've played Monster Hunter for years. I never played it for the graphics, obviously. Look at a PSP or a DS version of the game. No, DS actually was pretty good looking. Look at a PSP original version of Monster Hunter Freedom. All right? It looks like ass. It's fucking garbage. All right? That's not the point, though. It was an enjoyable game and a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
and it made, you know, made me some of my best friends. Joe.
We're friends because of it.
Yeah, we're friends because of Monster Hunter. Literally, we're friends because of Monster Hunter. Capcom, you're the reason why Joe and I are friends.
For over 10 years.
For over 10 years. All right? I'm not saying our entire relationship is built on Monster Hunter, but it wouldn't be a lie. No, but yeah. If that sacrifice has to be made for them to ensure future content, fine, whatever. It's just a little gripe. It's not like it's game-breaking, obviously. I mean, all the new people that are getting into the series, I kind of feel bad for them, though, because they don't get to see the Capcom at its most original and unique when it comes to designs. They're seeing the bare minimum, which is too bad, because part of the reason why I even made weapons in the previous games is because they looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's it. I'd never used them. In this game, I don't want to make new weapons. I want to make the ones...
I really hope they bring back joke weapons, like the funny ones.
Yeah, the joke weapons
really hope they bring those back.
The joke weapons were awesome.
Popcorn.
Yeah, the popcorn. Okay, if you didn't play the other games, there's literally a gun lance in Freedom Unite 2.
I think it's 2.
Anyway, whatever. There's literally a gun lance that's a corn on the cob, and your shield is a straw hat.
Straw. Yeah.
And
it makes popcorn sounds.
And it makes popcorn noise.
When you shoot it off a shell.
And it makes, like, dinging noises and stuff, and it was great. It wasn't even a great weapon at all, but I loved to use it just because it was funny and original.
There was a spear, the lance.
That's the one I was just going to say.
Yeah. It was an actual shark. It was just a shark.
Yep.
And then the shield was a no swimming sign.
Yep. It was awesome. And we haven't been able to see that Capcom in this game yet. We're getting there. The Wiggler helm, we're getting there. I feel it. Capcom, I know you want to do it. I know you want to take chances. I'm giving you permission. We all want to see it. You don't need to play it safe anymore. The game is a success. Everyone loves it. You can start to take the gloves off and have some real fucking Japanese fun with it. Bring back the Japanese aesthetic when it comes to not taking itself seriously. That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what all Monster Hunters want. Guaranteed.
Spoke to me.
Yes, I did. You know what? I will even accept you putting out more DLC content that you have to pay for, if that's what it takes. If you have to balance it out for the publishers or whatever, and say, okay, we're gonna release all this super awesome free shit, but we gotta put more emotes in, whatever, cool, go for it. Alright? So far, I haven't bought any of the extra stuff. Alright? The only reason why I have Hadouken is because I got it for free from the devs. I was in the middle of one of their live streams, and I got lucky. That's literally the only reason why I got it. But, yeah, I'm fine with that stuff. It doesn't break the game, like some things. And some people were genuinely, upset that there was going to be DLC. And I was like, okay, I get it. It might be systematic, or systemic? Yeah, systemic of other issues. But I had faith in Capcom, and I still have faith in Capcom, that this wasn't going to be something that was going to be their prerogative. Money making was never their prerogative. They let quality speak for themselves and make their money. Which it has. Like, a bunch. Like, all the money. Quick, back of the napkin calculation. Joe, what's 7.5 million times 60?
Like 42 million. Like, well, more than that, like 50 million, to say. Give or take.
Sure, whatever. They made 50 million just on sales alone, and that's, not even including up to values. And could you stop setting me on fire, Antonoff? I'm trying to do a thing here. That's not even including, like, increased values as far as, like, collector's editions and stuff like that. Because probably half their sales were collector's editions. All these fucking Monster Hunter fans, they bought them. Fucking Joe bought, Joe bought the digital collector's edition. I would have, but I ended up pre-ordering the regular edition on accident. Somehow, I don't know. I still don't know if that was a thing, but whatever. I didn't miss out on much. I missed out on some aesthetic things and some stickers, but I never used that stuff anyway. So it is what it is. I mean, Rockman likes the stickers. Rockman likes stickers.
Like a child.
Like a child! See? Look, Rockman loves those fucking stickers. I'm surprised you didn't get the Street Fighter stickers. They actually make noise, Rockman.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, see, there you go. Let's see, is there anything else that I can complain about Monster Hunter? Joe, do you have any complaints with Monster Hunter?
The amount of big monsters in it right now.
Yeah! More Elder Dragons! Bring back Jin
More Elder
Moran!
Dragons. I want big battles like Jin Moran and
Bring back bring
Lao
back Jin
Shan.
Moran, bring back Shingoran. Oh my god, Shingoran would be amazing! He's a fucking crab!
Yeah. Giant crab.
Lao Shan Lung, bring back Lao Shan.
Yeah.
Lao Shan was an iconic fight. Loved it. And you know what, Capcom? It would give you another excuse to use the Monster Hunter song. I know you wanna use that song more, Capcom. Do it. We all fucking love that song. It gives us chills up our spine every time we fucking hear it. Play it more.
That is.
It's the song when you use the Dragonator, the dun da 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 da. That fucking song. It's the Monster Hunter song. We all want to hear it more, Capcom. You know you want to play the song more. We want you to play the song. Damn it. Well, fuck you, Kestodons. we know you want to blow your load with that fucking song, Capcom. Fucking do it. We want you to. Blow your musical load inside of us. We want it. We're gonna get it.
I want more. I want more of the brute, like the old, like the Blagonga, Conga Law. I want some of those back.
Oh hell yeah!
I want really a lot of those back. I want Kutku back.
Bring back the deviant monsters.
Yeah.
The ones we didn't even get to see because we stopped playing the fucking DS version. I mean, okay. When it comes to small monsters, I know they're gonna bring them back. They have to. I mean, that just takes a little bit of time for them to do, but it's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna bring back some of the more obscure ones, like, let's see, Haburaboka? Nah, probably not gonna come back. There's like a perfect area for him, the Wildland Spire.
Yeah, it's perfect for him, but yeah,
I mean,
don't
it's
think they'll
perfect
bring
for
back.
him, but I don't think they're going to bring him back. What was that fish with the spines?
Oh, Goble?
Goble!
Goble
Yeah.
something?
Goble, they're probably not going to bring back Goble. His whole gimmick was
Well,
he
that's
was
a-
underwater.
Yeah.
But we don't have
Well, that's a
underwater
hard
combat.
fight.
Yeah, we don't have underwater combat, so they can be
See,
forgiven.
this they wouldn't bring back.
And
Unless
most
they want to
people,
introduce underwater combat again.
they don't want to introduce underwater combat. Although I think
No.
if they did, it would be better than it was.
Yeah, it would be a lot better than it was.
Cut the tail. Cut the tail. Nailed it. Oh, also, Capcom, what's with this 2.6 multiplier for, not HP? I don't even know if it counts towards breaking parts, but what's with this crazy amount of health and stuff like that on breaking parts? You have to have a concentrated effort for breaking parts if you have more than one person in your party. And if you don't have 4 people, oh my god, don't even get me started. It's so fucking hard. Like Nergigante, for instance.
Dora?
Dora!
Dora's
Dora
horns.
and Valhazak, please,
Yeah.
fix them. I'm okay with the...
Adjust those numbers.
I'm okay with having less than 20% health and that being one of the stipulations for breaking horns and whatever. But, come on. Just give us a chance. Out of all the fights that I've had with Kushladora, and that's how I'm going to say it, Capcom, because you're watching this video now, it's canon. Of all the fights I've had with Kushladora, I think... I'm not kidding. I think we've literally broken her horns once. Once. Ridiculous. It takes too much effort. Valhazak is even worse. I think... What was the numbers I broke down for breaking the horns? On Kushladora in multiplayer? You have to do a total of
Like 900 damage
7,000...
3 times.
Yeah, it's like you have
It
to
was
do
like-
like 7,800 damage total to the face, and that's in multiplayer, I think, in order to
I think
actually...
it was less than that. So what, you have to flinch in like 5 times, right? Something like that?
Yeah, it's like 300 damage times 5 for the flinch,
And
because
then,
it's
but
like...
then you gotta do the multiplier.
And then you do like the 2.6 multiplier, and it's like almost 8,000 damage you have to do cumulatively. And you have to do your last flinch when she's at 20% or less HP in order to get the break. That is so hard. So hard. And some of these investigations, we can't afford to bring in other people. We just can't. Like, you have like 1 or 2... Oh, here's where the giant vigor wasp is, by the way, if anyone was curious.
Yeah,
You have to
I caught like
do...
3 of them already.
Yeah, you have to do so much damage, and it's unreliable, especially if you only have like 1 or 2 people that you play with reliably. You can't bring in other people when you have only 1 or 2 feints available to you, especially on a tempered elder dragon. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I can't trust the community yet to not get themselves killed. They haven't proven themselves exactly reliable. Not to say that I don't ever play with randoms, it's just when the stakes are a little bit higher, I'm a little nervous. A little nervous. I mean, hey, maybe I should just be counting my lucky stars that we even have online multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, they introduced it in the last one, so... In the past, though, you can even play, if you want to play with someone else, you had to know them. You had to be there physically with them.
You had to know them, and you had to be there physically. Did the PS2 version even have that rudimentary online service working for it? I don't even think it did.
I don't think it had online at all.
Yeah. It's like with the PSP version up into the early DS versions, I think, they didn't have online multiplayer. You had to be there via ad hoc. What ad hoc is you have to be there sharing a signal. So, yeah. This has been a long video about me talking about random things. Whatever gets me all flared up and shit. So, I had some fun with it. just talking and doing random hunts. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video. Probably like, I don't know. I rant about things for an hour and a half. We'll see. It's been an hour and a half, by the way. My throat is very dry. Anyway. Say goodbye, guys. Say goodbye, guys.
Oh, you're right, can't say that. You're right, you're right.
Later.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I will talk to you guys all later. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as episodes for Monster Hunter right now. But whenever the new map for the Hunter comes out, eventually, we're going to be playing that again. So, that'll be fun. I'm sure you guys will like that. Anyway, bye!
Later.